Welcome to Tigers Untapped, a Bluff City media podcast. Stepping up to the microphone are your hosts, Trey Lasley and TJ Willis. Now, let's get to the show.
What does it do? It's your boy T Rizzle.
What is it doing?
And my temporary co-host, Kenneth. Stubby Clapfield.
Stubby Clap.
Episode 153 is live. Coming to you from the Tigers Untapped headquarters in Germantown and Collierville.
Let's go.
Where it is frigid.
Bro. Yeah, it's not right.
It should be illegal how cold it was yesterday.
Yesterday morning
the feels like was 2.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Thankfully it's warming up. We're gonna have what it looks like to be a pretty balmy Christmas in the 60s.
I just don't understand this weather. Like, it was 2 degrees yesterday. It's gonna be 51 tomorrow. And then on Thursday,
raining.
Yeah, 60s and raining. It's just like,
make your mind up.
Make your mind up.
Do your hands get crazy dry out when it gets this cold?
It is a thing
there's not enough aquifer in the world to keep my skin.
Yeah, we have to constantly, like, my hands and Silas's hands. We have to constantly keep lotion on them. Silas's hands will get all red and crap.
That happened to Catherine last night.
Yeah,
and I tried to put lotion or anything on, then it just
hurts. It hurts. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah,
I've got a little bit. In the middle of a scientific project. Do you have a Nest by chance?
Like a Nest as in a
thermostat?
No.
Dang. I'm testing something out. I've got a Nest. It says the humidity in my house is 31. I've got a couple other buddies that have Nest, and it says 31 for them too. So I'm wondering if Nest is just bamboozling us and just putting 31% humidity on everybody's thermostats as to what their humidity is in their house.
31%.
Yeah, that's low. It's dry as hell in here.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like SpongeBob without water.
I need humidity.
I think ideal is like 40 to 60 or something.
Yeah. It was brutal. I take my kids to school every morning, and I forgot today, like, one of the things you have to start getting better. I have to start getting better at is turning on the car before we get in.
Before you get in it.
Yeah. Right. The worst.
Do you have the remote start?
Yes, we do.
It's real clutch.
It's real clutch. And I forgot to do it today. And we had to sit in the car with
cold.
I mean, dude, it was unreal.
Would you prefer the car be as cold as it was this morning, or late July, early August, as hot as possible?
I would definitely want it to be, as weird as this sounds, I like cold weather, but I'd rather the car be hot.
I think so too.
I like cold.
There's nothing more uncomfortable to me than the leather of my car being so cold and then like a piece of my skin touching it.
The air conditioning blowing out, and it's like,
can't stand it. At least in the heat, like, you can get in. I know that it's unbearably hot, but you can like roll the windows down, and that's some temporary relief until the air gets going. Right. With the cold, there's like nothing you can do.
You just got to wait till the car warms up.
Yeah, I mean, you're just shivering for at least 10 minutes.
It's terrible. It was so bad.
Speaking of, I've got a hilarious story to tell you that happened to me last night.
What's that?
First, let me tell the folks at home what we're sipping on this evening.
TJ will be here. TJ will be here at some point.
We think. We don't know. When we're not quite sure. Working with Crosstown's Hatch Me Outside.
Oh, I like that.
I'm right off the rip. This is a good can. I'll tell you that. It is a chili pepper blonde ale.
That is not.
We'll see. I don't know what to expect. We'll see. There's probably some kick.
Chili pepper is probably the worst taste ever in the history of ever for me. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Nope.
Exactly.
Whoa.
Exactly. Chili pepper.
I mean, that is.
Yes.
Look, I was expecting a hint, but that is
strong.
I mean, that tastes like somebody juiced some spicy salsa.
Yeah, that's
into
terrible.
A can.
Chili pepper's terrible.
Oh, I'm not sure why they created that, to be honest.
You're gonna drink it. You're gonna
I
like it
don't
by the end of it.
maybe. Maybe. I mean, if I had a thing of Tostitos right here, I'd probably be all for it.
Some Las Delicias chips with some.
Oh, do they make the best chips?
They do.
Not even close, right?
They're the best. I got some from where was I the other day where they had just bags of them laying around, and I grabbed
Get
like
them at, like, Kroger has them.
I don't think Kroger
No.
has them anymore, do they?
Do they not?
I don't think
Pretty sure I think the mine over here still has them.
I haven't been able to find Las Delicias chips in
Mm.
forever, and I was somewhere and they just had bags of Las
Just
Delicias
mounds
chips,
of them
and
stacked up.
I said, "Give them all to
How
me."
many am I allowed to purchase at one time is what you asked.
That's exactly right. No, but they were free. They were there as a what was it? It was an event
What?
that we were doing. Yes, it was an event we were doing. Where was this? It's gonna come to me. It was a Bluff City Media thing, and
Like a watch party? What are you talking about?
I think so.
Well, it wasn't mug shots, was it?
I don't remember. I'll have to.
Was it at the brewery?
It might have been. It might have been at Grind City. Yeah,
That's crazy.
it was Grind City. That's where it was. It was at Grind City.
So how many bags did you take?
3.
That's not enough.
Yeah, I got them at the very end. I got the last 3.
Wow. Anyway, the story I was gonna tell you, it has to do with the cold. What's your knowledge or experience with EVs, electronic vehicles?
Nothing.
Nothing? Alright, like, my best friend's got one. And, I don't really
Because I'm
care.
an American.
Yeah, same. I'm gas powered everything. I ran with a battery powered weed eater for a little while. Ryobi? No. The battery kept dying, the charger kept dying, I kept having to contact warranty
No,
I legitimately, I had to contact them 5 separate times because they kept dying.
no.
Anyway, um, one of my best friends has one, he has a Rivian, and, he and his wife they're traveling right now, they're doing their baby moon, which is fun. You know, people do this now. Have you heard about that?
I've
A
not.
baby moon? So it's similar to a honeymoon except for, before you're first born. I guess you could do it with any, but when you're pregnant a couple months while you're still allowed to travel, people will take a trip together as like a last hurrah before the baby comes.
Well, I guess technically Tracy and I did that. We went on a cruise right before we had Selah.
Yeah, that was your baby moon.
Cool.
They may just not have called it that at that point.
That was
So
back
anyway,
in the 1930s. So
yeah. Anyway, they're in Mexico at a nice resort down in Mexico, enjoying the warmer weather. It's much warmer there.
Yeah.
They left Friday. Anyway, he calls me last night from Cabo. I'm sitting on the couch. It's like 9:15 Sunday night,
Yeah.
talking about how cold it was.
Yeah.
He's like, I could tell he's not somebody that's ever really stressed out or anxious or worried by any means, always real easygoing. And I could hear it in his voice that something was up. And he was like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm watching the Sunday night game, probably about to go to bed." And he was like, "Uh, I got a little bit of a problem." And I'm thinking, "You're in Mexico. What, did you get arrested? Are you in Mexican jail and you need me to
Right.
send over some bond money to get you out?"
Or not even that. Or did the cartel get you?
Or yeah. Well, I don't think he'd have been calling me if it was the cartel, but
That's a good
anyway,
point.
there could have been a bag on his head, and I had to pay ransom to get him back.
Exactly.
I'm thinking worst possible things are going on. He says, we were just eating dinner, and the Rivian app notified me a warning message that the car only has 3 miles left until the battery's dead. 3-mile range.
But it's
So
it's plugged in though, right?
So I'm thinking he has it at the house, and they don't live far. He's wanting me to go over there. 'Cause here's the thing, you don't wanna let those batteries go all the way to 0 and
No.
die,
Yeah.
because it's bad. Like, especially on his model, we're talking about the battery that runs the vehicle. There are separate, like, 12-volt batteries that run a lot of the other electronics, the radio, the power mirrors, all that stuff. If the motor battery dies, there's a really high likelihood you have to replace all those 12-volt batteries, and they can be like, depends, but like $500 to $1,000 a piece to replace. And then on top of it, you have to have Rivian do it, and they could be weeks out before you can get somebody to come out and do it. Anyway, so that's what he's concerned about. He's like, "Hey, it's saying 3 miles left." When we left Memphis, I parked it and the range, when we left, we had 50, 60 miles left. We've done this before. It doesn't drain like that. I think because of how cold it is draining the battery significantly. And those EVs never totally shut off. Their whole security system is the fact that they have cameras everywhere. So anytime
Right.
somebody walks too close to the car, it starts recording to make sure they're not doing something to your car, blah, blah, blah. So I'm thinking he's got it at the house. He just needs me to go over there and plug it in so that it doesn't die.
It's
He
at the
says,
airport.
"No, it's in the short-term parking lot at the airport." And I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, it's in the short term. Would you maybe be able to go up there? There's EV parking with charging stations in the economy parking on the 5th floor. Could you maybe possibly get up there in time to go move it there, get it plugged in, and then I can, when we get back next Sunday, a week from yesterday, it'll be good." And I was like, "I will absolutely do that, but what the heck am I supposed to do if I get up there and this thing's dead and it won't move?" And he was like, "Well, then don't worry about it. I'll have to try to figure it out and deal with it when I get back." So
Oh my God.
I had to drive to his house. The key for these things is just on his phone. His phone is the key to the vehicle. Now he has what they call valet keys,
Right.
which, Kenny, are essentially, it's a hotel room key. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like a credit card.
Yeah.
There's no key fob, there's nothing. It's literally just a card. So I go to his house, I find that, head to the airport. I get there and I'm like, I should probably pull my car into the economy garage and see if there's even an EV parking space available. Because every time I've been to the airport, they're always full. I've never, but I'm also obviously, like, I go on travel days. I'm like there.
Right.
I'm not there on a Sunday night at almost 10 o'clock. So I was like, but I need to try to see that. So I pull in and get to the 5th floor. Sure enough, there's one. So I park my car there. He's in short-term parking. So I walk the breezeway. He said, and he told me on the phone, like, gave me all the instructions where to find his key, where he parked. He says, when you get there, you can either go right or left. I'm on the left side, second or third row. I don't remember exactly which one, but you should be able to see it pretty clearly. I walk through the breezeway. I get all the way to the parking. I go left. This dude's car is nowhere to be found. Mind you, I did not dress to be marching around in teens degree weather. I threw on a coat, but I didn't have a hat on. I didn't have gloves on, nothing. I'm looking for like 10 minutes. I don't see his car. I'm like, I got to call him back. I don't know. Like, so I try to call him and it starts doing some goofy dial tone thing. So I'm like, okay, well, that's not going to work because he's in Mexico. I don't know how he called me. He must have been on the Wi-Fi and now he's not. Anyway, he calls me back and he's like, it's on the, like, when you pull into the garage, I'm on the left. And I was like, no, I didn't pull in. I walked through the breezeway. I parked my car in the EV spot to make sure you had one. I walked over here and he's like, oh, if you walk, then I'm on the right. So I've got a high, like, I'm on the total opposite side of the garage.
Right.
Mind you, during this whole thing, all I'm concerned about is that the battery is dying and I'm
It's
not going to
dead.
get there in time. I'm like,
While
I've
you were on
wasted
the
so much
left-hand side,
time.
it's dying on the
This thing's
right-hand side.
dead.
Yeah.
So I go over all the way on the right. I'm like, same thing. I go to I walk up down the second and third aisles. I'm like, dude, your car is not here. He's like, you got to be on the ground floor. I'm like, I am on the ground floor. I walked over here on the breezeway. Your car, I've looked both sides up and down these aisles. Your car is not here. So he's like, all right, let me try to connect to Wi-Fi and FaceTime you. So like 5-10 minutes. Mind you, I've been looking for this dude's car for like 20 minutes by now.
Right.
I am certain it's dead.
And you're
I'm
frozen.
also freezing.
Yeah, you're
my
frozen.
ass off. My hands are hurting.
Yeah, they're
So he
cracked.
finally FaceTimes me back. He's like, this doesn't look right. Are you sure you're on the ground floor? I was like, yes, I walked on the breezeway straight off of the little escalator things and I'm in that parking area. And he's like, oh, I think you got to go up the stairs. I was one level up. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. The stairs, of course, are all the way back on the left side of the parking garage. So I got to go back over there, walk up the stairs, rush over to the right side. I finally find his car. Okay. He unlocks it with his phone and I get in and it won't do anything.
It's dead.
It's not like it turns on, but it won't let me move the car into reverse or anything. Like it's not recognizing that I have a key with me. So he's like, maybe it's because I unlocked it from my phone. It's not looking for a separate key to be in the vehicle. It's probably looking for my phone since I did it. So he's like, hop back out. Let me lock it. So I had to like touch this hotel key to the car. It finally unlocks. It lets me in. I've also never driven it before. I've ridden with him, but I've never driven it. So I get in and there's no start stop.
No.
Again, like, as soon as you get in, the car is on. I don't have to turn it on, nothing. He's like, "All right, put your foot on the brake." There's a little trigger. You click it up to go into reverse. You click it down to go to drive. So I get in, I click it up. I'm accustomed to a red-blooded, meat-eating, beer-drinking American gas-made vehicle.
Well, of
When you
course.
put it into a gear, it starts to move unless your foot is on the brake.
Right.
I put this thing into gear, and it's not moving. The screen just says hold, and I'm like, "Dude, your car, it's not working. I don't think there's enough battery for this thing to move. There's enough for the electronics to turn on, but it's not like I can't it's not going anywhere."
He's like,
He's
press the
like, "See
pedal.
the screen, I don't know what you're talking about." And I show it, and he's like, "I don't know what that means." And then he's like, "Wait, are you pushing the gas?" And I was like, "No, I'm not pushing the gas. I put it in reverse. I thought it would roll back slowly. I'm trying not to use battery." And he's like, "No, you got to push the gas." And I was like, "All right." So anyway, I back up, I get out. In all of this time, it's dropped from 3 miles to 1, and I haven't driven anywhere.
Oh no.
So I'm like, you got to get out of short-term parking, you got to go through baggage claim area, and then you still got to get back on the little expressway and like
Because what
go.
happens if you're 1 mile and it gets stuck on the high on like
I know.
240?
I was like, "What are you wanting me to do if I pull out of this parking garage and your car dies immediately?" And he was like, "Well, there is a service out there at the airport where they have portable chargers. They'll come charge it, but the problem is they only charge it like 1 mile an hour. So you get like you charge the car for an hour and it gives you 1 mile of range." And I was like, "Dude, it's Sunday night at 10 o'clock. I'm not sitting out here on the expressway for these people to charge your car 1 mile in an hour." So I pull out, get on the little expressway area. Thankfully, I make it. I get to economy parking, but now I'm still terrified because he was also like, "Dude, don't hit the gas too much. It'll use up too much of the power and it will die." And now I'm like, "Well, I got to get to the 5th floor. I'm going to have to go up these ramps. This thing is 100% dying when I give it some gas going up the ramp. Like, and then I'm going to have to push your Rivian up a ramp." So I get up there. We make it fine. I get to the parking space, the EV parking space. As I am pulling his car into the parking space, it hits 0. And I was like, "You could not, like, the timing of that could not have been any more perfect." So I get out, I open up the plug-in thing, and I realize the cord, the charging cable for the space that I am in is
It's for
plugged into a Tesla in the parking space next to me. So I was like, "They stole my cord. What the hell's I just pulled into what I think is the only available spot, and there's not a charging cable." So then I start looking around, and I realize the one on the charging station that's technically for their space was there. So I'm like, "All right, I'll grab that." So I grab it, I plug it in. It looks like everything's good. It says connecting. It said charging for a split second and then immediately went red and said diagnostic error. And I was
oh,
like, "Oh no. Oh no, we've made it all the way here and now it's not going to charge, period." He was like, "All right, maybe just unplug it and try it again." I don't know. So I unplug it. I tried again. Same thing. It says connecting. It says charging for literally half a second and then goes red and says diagnostic error. So now I'm thinking his car did die and it's just like it gotten
it's
so
not now
low
the
that it won't
battery's done.
charge.
Yeah.
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 So he was like, "I mean, you can try it, but it's probably not going to work because usually on these EVs, especially Teslas, if the car is locked in its plug-in, it won't allow you to unplug it. It like locks the plug into place so that people can't just like unplug your car if you leave it, right?" So of course I try that. It won't unplug. Well, thankfully I walked down a little ways and I realized like 50, 60 feet down, there was actually one other parking space. So I'm like, "Well, I hope that there's enough range in this 0 miles left for me to back out of this space and drive 50 feet down and pull back in." So I get down there, pull the cord, plug it in, everything's good. It's charging. He's great to go. Now,
Oh,
this whole time I'm like, "Why did you park in short-term parking?"
why didn't you
And
just
he
park? Yeah.
exactly. So this whole time he's like, "I'll tell you as soon as we get it figured out and I know that everything's fine, then I'll tell you the story." So Friday, they go to the airport. Um, they park in economy parking. He tried to go park in EV, but they were all taken, so he just parked over there by it. They go check their bags. They're going through security. Now, first they were flying to Kansas City because that's where his wife's family is, and then they were flying from Kansas City to Mexico.
Right.
So they get to security line, and his wife pulls out her passport, and he said in his head, he was like, "Oh, why is she using her passport, not just her ID?" And then it dawned on him. He's like, "Oh, well, no shit. She has her passport. We're going to Mexico. Like, we need our passports." And he was like, "You know what I don't have? My passport. It's at the house." And he said they boarded in 40 minutes. So he sprinted from security to the economy lot, got in the car, booked it home. They live 25 minutes from the airport, booked it home, got his passport, booked it back in the EV. This is why the battery was drained, because he did all of this. Gets all the way back, was like, I probably have, he said he had like 10 minutes to boarding. He's like, I could probably park in economy and sprint and make it. But he was like, screw it. I'm just parking in short-term parking. I'm going inside. I'm going to make sure that I make it. Do you know how much it was for me to pay for his car to get out of short-term parking, and it had only been there 2 days?
How much?
It was $90. And he is not coming home. He wasn't coming home for another full week until if he had left, even if the battery situation hadn't happened and he had left his car in short-term parking, he was looking at like a $500 parking payment for
You
having parked
you
in
probably
short-term
saved
parking.
him marriage counseling after that, because if they had gotten home and he had spent, it's almost like spending
I mean, that was a
300.
whole nother plane ticket.
Right. It's almost like spending $1,000 on Kalshi on coaching searches. Like that would
It's
be,
about, yeah.
it's about as crazy as that. $500
TJ,
for
have you
parking.
yeah, it was absurd. But we made it. We got oh, he's like gone. What is going on?
He's so weird. What's he
He
doing?
keeps joining, and he's not just leaving like the host area. He's like out of here.
I think his connection might not be working right. We'll just leave
Yeah.
him out until he's ready.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that was my fun story. I did not mean we'll
I
put it
don't
in the comments maybe to skip to 23 minutes so we don't get on this, but I
People are
had
gonna
to
be
share
like,
that
"What
because
the
it's too
hell?"
good. And I wish I had like a GoPro on. It was like a Seinfeld episode or a SNL skit, like
Oh,
the
of
way that we
course.
were talking to each other and how concerned he was and how annoyed that I am looking for this dude's car, and I can't set an alarm off, nothing, like
That's
20
so
minutes, and it's
that's
15 degrees outside. I'm
it's
like,
that kind of stuff. It's the added, like,
EVs are so dumb.
yeah, it's the added, like, until they can get it to where it's easy as putting a key into an ignition and starting the car, and all I have to really worry about is making sure there's gas in the car,
Yeah.
right? Like, that they gotta make it easier than what
Also,
it is.
how ridiculous is it that your car just could die like that because it's cold out. It's too cold.
Yeah, that's crazy talk, man. That's
Anyway,
crazy.
let's get into Memphis stuff. We've
Let's do
spent
it.
24 minutes talking about nonsense. Dude,
Yeah,
you want to talk about winning a press conference? Which ultimately, I know people are going to be in the comments like, that doesn't really matter. Everybody looks good as a new hire in
that's not
December,
true.
blah, blah, blah. That's absolutely not true because I'll say I'm damn glad that we're not Tulane football right now.
Did you see the press? Is the press? I didn't never got to see the
I
press
didn't even
conference.
watch it. I don't even care. There's no way he's winning the press conference, and not everybody looks like a good hire. That looks like a really awful hire. But I did see some things come out as to why Baker said no and Chris Hampton said no. Did you see this?
I did not.
I don't know how true it is. It was a snippet from like Tulane insiders message boards, but supposedly in Hampton's interview, he started asking some real specific questions about transfer portal, NIL funds, etc. And Tulane supposedly has some real tough guidelines on transfers. They only accept like 60 credits. So that means that they only can take in transfers that have been somewhere else for 1 or 2 years. They can't take any like junior or senior because their credits won't transfer, or only 60 of them will transfer. The other part of that was obviously GPA standard. So any grad transfers had to have maintained, I want to say it was like maybe 3.5 GPA or something. Anyway, there's a bunch of stipulations on what they could take in, and Chris Hampton was like, yeah, absolutely not. I'm not taking this. So my understanding was he contacted Blake Baker and was like, hey, did they tell you all the same stuff about, the guidelines around the transfers they can take in and everything, and he was like, "Absolutely not, they didn't tell me that," and that's what I mean,
Wow.
obviously, it also helps that he's making, what, $3.5 million as a defensive coordinator, but,
I mean, if that's the case, then how did like Summerall like how does that just show you how good of a coach Summerall is then?
I
If like
guess. I mean, I didn't do a deep dive into what their roster looked like, but anyway, that's
yeah.
all to say, Huff absolutely won the press conference. I couldn't be more bought in. Um, I mean, literally everything I've seen, the actual introductory press conference, the availability that he did afterwards. He's done a few other things with, like, the Tiger Network with Jeff Brightwell, did a sit down.
Yep.
Um, I mean, I'm excited. I'm a little bit antsy because he's already said he's not gonna really do anything until after we play our bowl game. I know there's been some defensive I think he's bringing most of his defensive staff.
Mhm. I mean,
Uh,
he's hiring coaches, like, he is
yeah.
doing that.
He's doing interviews and stuff, but he's already said, "I'm not gonna give names or anything. I'm not gonna have any, like, recruiting news or really even dive into talking to the players in depth until their season's done." Like, I was not a part of which I respect totally. Like, the clip of him talking to the team was
Oh,
awesome.
awesome. Awesome.
Dude, I just
I found myself clapping. Did you clap?
oh, yeah.
It's like
Also, like, I'm not you could tell he just, like, commands the attention of the room when he walks in. There's some people that
1,000.
try to do that, and it is so far from being natural feeling
Yeah, we saw it in Fayetteville,
that it's
Arkansas
well,
this
see, I was
this year.
trying not to take it there and directly call him out. I'm just saying you see it in those situations, whether it's on Hard Knocks or whatever, like, there's coaches that just don't have it, and Huff's got it,
Absolutely.
like, the fact that they all immediately bought in, and, like, that's the first time I'm sure they're, like, actually interacting with them.
But it was even the words he said, like, talking about, like, "Listen, I I appreciate y'all being here because not because you chose me, but because I chose you, right?
Yeah,
Like, you're here, and I appreciate that." And he's like, talking about who they are, like, caring about them for who they are off the field more than on the
right,
field. I mean, just stuff
first,
like
and
that.
then
Yeah.
caring about him with the helmet on, yeah,
Yeah.
um,
Super, super dope
and
stuff.
coming in, like
There was a level of confidence in him being able to say, "You didn't choose me, and I understand that." Like,
yeah,
that's a level of, like, vulnerability and, like and awareness of the situation. Basically, him saying, "Listen, man, I just appreciate you guys being here,
and giving me an opportunity,
and
like,
giving me an
like
opportunity, man." Like,
yeah,
that's it, and that takes a
it's
level
super
of
cool.
self-confidence that I love.
Yeah.
Now we do need to remind him, "Hey, it is blue and gray," right? Like, he needs to be
Hey,
someone needs to
at least he didn't come in here throwing pistols up, so
right, that's true.
I don't it's fine. We wear blue and white a lot. He'll
We
get
do.
it. He'll get it.
I don't mind the blue and white didn't bother me, but it
It
is blue and gray.
when I heard it, I was like, "Eh," but I'm also
Eh,
like, "All right, whatever."
yeah,
It wasn't that big of a deal.
yeah, it wasn't throwing up like Texas Tech
Yeah,
guns like Tubby Smith
yeah,
did. Yeah.
yeah. Um,
What'd you think about so obviously Charles Hub had his introductory press conference, and then um our guy Ed Scott had a media availability afterwards. What were your thoughts?
I don't I thought it was great. Everything's been great.
Be honest.
I don't know what's happened. I don't know if it's him feeling himself with this hire, but straight up, he was coming across as super arrogant in his availability.
And
I
I
don't know,
think he
it's like something changed, and maybe it is because of some of the initial reaction to the Huff hiring, um, but it didn't feel like the other instances in those situations that we've seen Ed Scott. It was a different Ed Scott to me.
I liked it. I did I didn't like I understand exactly what you're saying, but I also understand like why he like I would rather have
Oh, yeah.
I would rather have an athletic director that can stand up in front of a group of media and heavy hitters for the University of Memphis and puff his chest out and say, "I'm that dude," more
Oh,
so than a
yeah.
guy who's not willing to talk to anybody ever,
Yeah.
like our previous AD.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely. 1000%.
the guy has
It
done Ed Scott has done a bang up job since he's been here. Right, like setting records in terms of fundraising, which we kind of knew that was his forte when he got here, right? Like
Yeah.
that's what he was known for. Um, I think with this Charles Huff hire, I think there's a level of an awareness that we all need to have of the kind of leverage and power that Ed Scott has at the University of Memphis right now. That is really, it's going to be really good, or it could be really bad for Ed Scott and his time here, right? But he, would you like him having the level of leverage that he has with not only the University of Memphis, but also the heavy hitters, the big boosters, the money? I would rather have that dude who has that kind of leverage be fully confident and bought in on everything he does.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. But it was different. I don't feel like we've seen that side yet. But, yeah, to your point, I mean, much rather have that than somebody who's not even reaching out to your biggest boosters in any capacity to try to do anything. And also, like, shit, even just I know that it didn't work out, and maybe things have been done privately behind the scenes before that we may or may not actually have confirmation of, but shit, even the the deal that he was able to get proposed and out there to the Big 12 of 250 million in ad revenue and Lowe's and uh, FedEx and AutoZone behind you, like, I mean, even that is a credit to Scott and what he's been able to do in a limited time that he's been here.
Yeah,
Um, so I think everything last week that happened press-wise around this was awesome. TJ's back. Are we adding him in? What's going on?
absolutely. He's back, baby.
I don't know what to tell you. I'm hardwired
After he
in.
literally just texted us
but
and
it's
said, "Go
dropping
ahead
left and
without
right.
me. Sorry."
He looks
Literally,
like
that was-
looks like he's at a like a, what's it, like a Cry Like Real Estate.
Yeah, I don't know. Is the
Is
new
this
house
real?
or
Is
is
that
this a background?
Is this the background? Is that real?
No, it's our house, man.
No, it's not.
No, it
Take your
isn't.
turn your background off.
9:42. You say I just sent it to you 10 minutes ago. I sent that to you.
Well, time's flying. I mean, we're in here going
Having
crazy.
fun.
I think it was actually this. I saw the second. You know, the iPhone. If you don't read the first notification, it sends you a secondary one. I think I just saw the secondary one.
I don't know.
Are you
I don't know
kidding?
about
Is
that
this
one.
really the new house? I can't tell.
No, I'm still at my in-laws' house right now.
Oh.
We're getting all the paint done. Remember?
I know. That's why I was surprised. Thought you'd be huffing paint right now if you were.
No.
That's why your
no,
skin
man.
tone looks so off. You're not getting enough oxygen to the head.
You're getting
This is
oil.
darn lights, man.
Speaking of Huff, TJ, what did you think about the Charles Huff press conference and all the stuff that we've seen from him talking to the team, the media availabilities, all that kind of stuff? What did you think about it?
Who?
Charles Huff.
Kidding. No, I think it's great. Literally, I'd sent a tweet about it this morning. Like I feel like I've watched every Charles Huff interview, any type of news piece that's been available on Charles Huff. And I don't know how you look at that. I don't know how you watch any of those and come away not impressed by the guy.
Yeah.
Now, with that said, I think we can all come to an agreement that he may be able to talk the talk, and at other places he's walked the walk, but can he do it here? Can you win games? Can you close that gap? Can you get the conference championship? Right? I mean, that's why he's here. Isn't that the whole point of his entire article, or of his entire speech, excuse me, was to close the gap and win championships? And kind of nicely, backhand to Ryan on, he didn't say it. He didn't say, like, I'm going to win a conference championship. The last guy couldn't do it, but I'm going to do it. I mean, he didn't say it, but he kind of said it. Thought that was kind of funny.
I do like how much he's referencing, like, the proof is in the pudding, and that's probably something that I don't know if he's getting that from some of the other hires. And he did kind of compare it to Hartline at USF and some of these other guys. He's like,
I'm the best
I
hire.
have a process
Yeah.
that I'm not just hoping works. I have proof that it works. You know,
What did y'all think about him saying, "I am the best hire in the American this offseason"?
I mean, factually, I don't know how you could argue it.
No, you can't. But to say it, like, that's pretty like we were talking a few minutes ago about Ed Scott's media availability after the introductory press conference and how there was a level of you can say arrogance if you want to use the word arrogant, confidence, puffing his chest out that we hadn't experienced before with Ed Scott. That Charles Huff, I am the best hire, could have been looked at in any other circumstance as a like if like Tulane is looking at it, or USF media is looking at it, they could pick it up and be like, oh, they're talking shit about our guys, that kind of stuff. But I love the confidence coming out of that practice facility right now. It's pretty dope.
I feel like it's something we've been lacking around the program, and that's a killer mentality.
It doesn't feel like win with class will be something that's talked about.
Heaven, those words will never be uttered ever again, ever.
Like we used to win with class. Now we're gonna beat your ass. That's the new line, right? Like,
let's hope so.
Yeah, that feels like that's what's coming out of there. Is like, hey, we're going to put it on you. Like, that's what we're gonna.
I will say, his comment that he was the best hire. The more I think about it, I think technically, I don't know how you measure that, because Neil Brown and Tim Albin probably have more overall wins than Charles Huff, but like, I think we're kind of nitpicking at that point. But
couldn't tell you who those guys are.
Shut the fuck up. You don't know who Neil Brown is?
Nope.
The NASCAR offense at Troy, and then went to West Virginia and wasn't very good.
Couldn't tell you.
Tim Albin was at Ohio. He's crushing it there. They had like 3 10-win seasons.
Couldn't tell you.
In Ohio.
Which automatically makes him have more wins than Huff. But I like the confidence. I'll give you that. I definitely.
Wait, I did not even realize that Charlotte hired him.
Yeah, they finally made a good hire.
Wow. What did Tim?
We'll see how it all works out, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still Charlotte at the end of the day.
TJ, before you gotten on, I'd said I was getting antsy because Huff's basically already said he's not really going to do much until the bowl season is, or at least our bowl season's over. There's been a little bit of stuff that's come out, at least defensively, about some staff. He supposedly got it down to 3 OCs, but he says he's not going to have any names released because those guys are coaching in games still. So,
who are has he not released any names at all?
No.
Do we have any idea of who he's talking to?
I have no idea.
TJ, have you rustled the leaves, the bushes?
I haven't. No, dude. I've been swamped trying to pack up our house and stuff and move.
I don't think we'll know, but
not in the depths of it anymore.
He hired a GM, which seems to be getting a lot of national love. And Corey Phillips from Colorado had been there for 3 years, I think, as the director of player personnel. Had previously been at LSU for a season as like assistant director of player personnel. Spent some time at Brentwood coaching. Spent some time on Vandy's staff. He's got real good ties, I think, in like Middle East Tennessee. So, seen a lot of love for him. He was in the video. I'm pretty sure it was him with Huff when they went to practice and met Penny.
Yep, that was him.
Huff got his first pair of foams, which he 100% he's wearing those on the sideline for a game, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What'd you think about Penny's? What'd you think about Penny's offensive line skills?
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. It didn't look bad.
I mean, it really wasn't.
It didn't look that bad.
I mean, given the lower extremity injuries and stuff he's had, I was
impressed with his
mobility stance.
His mobility was pretty
impressed
good.
with his pass protection.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't hate what I saw. If we had a men's league flag football team, I'd put Penny on the line.
There you go.
As an eligible receiver, obviously, so he could bust out into the flat and catch one.
I'm going to be honest. I think I still put him at wide receiver just because he's so big.
14. Yeah.
Well, we did do that with Will Coleman.
Yeah, we
did. College. And I literally would just throw the ball in the air and Will would go catch it. It was Probably the dumbest thing that we've ever done, but it was
I don't
literally
think people
unstoppable.
understand how fast Will was.
Oh,
is.
yeah, an absolute athletic freak.
Yeah, he still is to this day. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like a Clydesdale.
I've had a lot of people ask me off air, privately, through DMs, through the YouTube comments, what is a GM in football? Because I know you guys in y'all's first interview that you did with Ryan Silverfield a couple of years ago, y'all put your application in as a GM. He was actually hiring a GM at that point. He hadn't hired one yet. But what does a GM do? Everybody knows what a GM does for pro sports, but what does a GM do for college football, college athletics?
Yeah, I feel like the biggest thing is it's roster management, right? Understanding how many spots you have, how many guys you want to come back, how many you need to open up spots for. I can only assume there's some NFL aspect with that as well, but I think for the most part, it's all NIL and roster management for the most part, right?
And I mean, Huff kind of gave us an idea. I don't remember which interview it was, but kind of how they'll handle roster management, or at least they've done it since the transfer portal NIL started. Is their philosophy, he has said, has typically been, depending upon how many seniors you have, you replace those seniors with incoming freshmen, is how they like to do it. And then you fill in gaps with, what you need, or people that are leaving, entering the portal. And then you try to maybe get skill positions or fill a gap on the offensive line with an actual ready now starter day one that can come in and be impactful. He said obviously that changes year to year, but basically numbers wise, if they had 20 seniors graduate, they would try to get 12 to 15 high schoolers to fill in the gaps the next 5 to 8 that they didn't get from high school, be in the portal, and then fill any other gaps with a starter that maybe have left at a skill position or what have you, with those types. So yeah, like TJ said, it's all roster management, understanding what's leaving, what's out there, who you could go after, what you need in certain areas, kinds of things. So just take some of that off of the actual staff so they can focus more on player development, coaching.
So the head coach isn't having to, it's basically kind of the CEO of the
right. It's like, hey, what are we losing? What do we need to bring in? And he's not having to be the one that's diving into the weeds of all of it, and which is totally needed in this day and age, the way things go. So
absolutely.
All right. As excited as I am about Huff, we do have one last game to close out this disappointing ass year. So frustrating too, because we would have been in the college football playoff and we would have gotten our Ole Miss matchup in Oxford, which would have been absolutely electric. This episode would have been going nuts had that been happening. But we play in the Gasparillo Bowl Friday, worst possible time slot. Not even the week of Christmas, so not everybody's even going to be off. I think it's still NC State minus 5.5 last time I checked. I don't really feel any different about it. I don't think we've had any opt-outs either. Right?
Other than the guys that hit the portal, right?
Israel hit the, or what's his name?
Yeah.
He hit the portal. He's no longer on the roster anymore. So I guess he's somebody who is a significant, if you want to call it that, contributor that probably won't be there. But Arrington is supposed to be there and available, so that's a good sign.
That is a great sign.
Also, we didn't mention it, but AJ was at Huff's introductory press conference, so that seems like a good sign too.
I still think I want a proven quarterback for his first year, but
it is also notable. We did not hit on this, but a couple of things that Huff did say that I really, really liked. To be good in this day and age, you got to have a good defensive line, which I feel like we haven't had. And that's no disrespect to anybody that's been on our team. I just feel like we haven't had a good defensive line in quite some time, and a mobile quarterback. And then the other thing he said is they're going to go after the really, really, really fast players, because when you get the ball to the really, really, really fast players, the plays tend to work better. And that's just the reality of it. And there have been definite years recently where we have just not had speed on either side of the football, and it's been very evident. So I'm excited to see some really, really, really fast guys, a good defensive line, and a mobile QB.
When's the last time we had a really, really, really fast? I know Calvin Austin, but a really, really fast wide receiver.
Probably Calvin.
Probably Calvin, right?
Yeah.
Which is what? I mean, was that 3 full years ago now?
Yeah. It'd be nice. It'd be nice to have a burner. We thought we had one of CJ Smith, but
they tried to get him the ball. Just didn't
and then
work out.
and they did the first play of the year.
I cannot believe his first touch came in week 4 and it was a double pass.
A double pass where he threw.
Whatever. I mean, what happened there? He was listed on Bruce Feldman's freaks list. He was like our highest rated player on college football, 26.
I'm trying to think. Was our best defensive line 2019?
Probably. I mean, most recently.
2018, one of the two. Gotta be one of the two, I feel like.
I mean, he was back when Swamp Donkey was on it for sure. And you had OB.
That was 2020.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm trying to do the math.
Yeah, because it was OB that. Yeah, it was 2020 because that was the COVID year. OB was still.
And Dorcius, JoJo.
Yeah.
Mm.
And they were still so little. That was a little off defensive line, by the way.
Yeah.
They were just fast.
Speaking of, Southern Miss does have a edge rusher that I want to come with him. I don't know if
I guess I'm
TJ
thinking.
agrees.
Yo, no, I think everybody wants him. That's the problem.
Untapped, dude.
Yeah. I guess Huff was still on the team then. Bryce Huff. Back in 2019.
Yeah, but does he count as a defensive lineman?
Yeah, he was at the end. What do you mean?
I don't know. It's just so weird when they're that stand-up defensive end.
It works. He's just bending the edge, dude. He counts.
Anyway,
what are y'all excited about this Gasparillo Bowl, or are you just kind of waiting for it to be like?
I'm honestly, I just want this season over because I want all the Huff news. I want to know who our staff is. I want to know what's happening in the portal. I want to know what players we bring in. I'm just excited now for the off season, and I can't wait to get into all that. So, I mean, I'm going to tune in, and I'm going to probably really overreact either way to how things go, whether we get stomped or we win. When in reality, it doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I want to see it just because it's another Tiger game, but at the end of the day, like, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know?
And you're not going to be able to tell anything from it either. Like,
well, for the most part, unless you have like a huge Brady Cluse game or one of the young guys just have an incredible game, then you kind of get, you know, something going into the offseason that makes you happy.
Also, really quickly, before we take a break and then get into the hoops, I mean, this has got to be a good, I would say it's a good sign we've got Huff with his pedigree and background with successful running backs and getting Sutton potentially back, right?
Fingers
Hope
crossed.
so.
You'd hope so. Right?
Hey, listen, Stan Smith, if you're watching, thank you for watching the show.
And we know that you are.
We know that you are. Shout out to you. We'd love to have Sutton back in Memphis. And I'm sure Charles Huff would too.
And he would be used appropriately.
He'll actually get touches after week 4.
We won't save him for kick returns. Please. Even though it worked that one time.
How wild if Huff was at Penn State in that 2019 season and he also was like, oh, I coached this other running back. He's pretty good. Journey Brown, you guys may know him.
He ran all over you.
Like shit.
And then didn't he have to retire from football?
Yeah, like immediately after that. Yeah.
At least he went out on top.
Came in, put up his 200 yards in the biggest bowl game in history for Memphis and Vamp.
That game had as much fun as it was to see Memphis in that Cotton Bowl game. The performances of Journey Brown and of Micah Parsons in that game. Holy crap.
There is one
Again.
clip from that game though where Kenny puts Micah on his ass and it was incredible.
The chip block, yeah, it's nasty.
It was awesome.
nasty.
I love that
Yeah.
clip.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Micah though. Then he tore his ACL this weekend.
He did.
But Micah Parsons at Penn State was
disgusting.
Dude.
Yeah, that's not fair.
It's unbelievable.
Oh.
All right, let's take a break. When we get back, we'll talk Tiger hoops. It's over, but it's not over. But it is over. We'll be right back.
In Memphis, we know a thing or two about resilience. From the grindhouse to the Delta, we protect what's ours. But when pests invade your home, it's time to fight back. Grade A Pest knows how to handle what crawls, flies, and bites. With local experience and guaranteed results.
I'm Reggie with Grade A Pest Control. We service the Memphis metro area. That also includes DeSoto and Fayette County as well.
Grade A Pest has the entire Mid-South covered. So if bugs and pests put you to the test, let Grade A solve your problem.
Drew, we had one of the most underwhelming Heisman winners, I think, of all time.
Francisco Mendoza.
Francisco. I almost said
closed.
Fernando. I almost
Case
was like,
closed. Bang the gavel.
Yeah. 7 of the 12 games that Diego Pavia played, he was the leading rusher, obviously the leading passer for Vanderbilt. Most of the time, the leading passer in the game. He had more passing yards than Francisco Mendoza did and played in one less game than Mendoza did. But to me, Drew, I think the antics around how that kind of ended didn't like that. To me, was like, all right, I'm okay with this.
I would have voted Diego Pavia. Diego Pavia is somebody who I love. I love the swaggy. I love the cockiness. I love the in-your-face brashness of Diego Pavia. He went too far afterwards. He definitely went too far.
Tune into the 2 Buck Sports Show with Rusty Witten and Drew Gann, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
I wasn't sure when to expect him with his injury. This is earlier than I was anticipating.
Yeah, it's a little early. I didn't think we'd see Brandon Clark in 2025. I thought, given his rash of knee injuries, his knee age, he's not necessarily an old NBA player, but his knees and his lower extremities are, because of the multiple injuries that he's had on them and surgeries in the last few seasons. I am a little surprised he's coming back earlier. I originally projected early next year, and I think the Grizzlies timeline kind of lined up with that, but apparently he healed quicker. Rehab's been going really well. He has been in the background of a lot of these practice videos, getting shots up, getting dunks in.
BC coming back ery isn't reactionary in any way, is it? I mean,
not given like the severity and multiple injuries that he's had over the last few years. No, this is not an emotional reaction. This is not an emotional reaction. Kind of goes against the tank theory too, because if we're rolling out a tank, we're slow rolling a tank. Why are you rushing BC to get him back early?
Tune into The Daily Grind with your host, Lute Hatmaker, every Monday through Friday at 7:30 a.m. live on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
As exciting as last week was, and as pumped up as I am about Huffmas, I was absolutely not excited by what I saw Saturday out of Louisville. Just an absolute ass beating.
The worst ass beating of Penny Hardaway. Well, that Tulsa.
Yeah, that's not true,
40.
actually.
Yeah, that Tulsa.
Tulsa.
That Tulsa
The worst
game
loss
was worse.
top 10 AP team has ever taken to an unranked team. So that one's historically bad. But a game that honestly never felt like it was ever even going to be a game. So Louisville was absolutely lights out.
They were unbelievable.
At one point, didn't they hit like 7 or 8 straight threes?
Yeah.
They made 18 on the night. They had 15 made threes with like 17 minutes left in the game. I'm not lying. I started looking up what the NCAA record for made threes in the NCAA Division I game was.
It's something about Sacred Heart. It's not like a random school.
I thought it was possible. And it's 28, by the way, for Division I men's.
What team?
I'm looking it up. I want to say it was South Alabama.
Yeah, it's what are you gonna do?
Before we get
like, what can you do?
Yeah, before we get into like talking about Memphis, can we just say Louisville's awesome? Like that team based on what I've seen prior, because I've watched quite a few of Louisville's games, and then what they did, I fully expected Memphis to lose that game by double digits. I didn't expect it to be 30, but that team will be competing for a national championship this year.
I mean, yeah, but so will Purdue, right? Like, and I know that it was on the road, but let's be real, it was not, and maybe it's because of how the game went, but it was not like a absolutely insane environment that we went into. I mean, yeah, double digits, but I thought we had a legitimate shot of covering 17.
Right.
Based on what we'd kind of seen and coming off of what you just gotten out of Zach Davis and Aaron Bradshaw. Obviously, we said you're not going to get that every single night, but it gave you hope of like maybe things are trending in the right direction. You already went toe-to-toe with a team that was a consensus number 1 3 weeks ago.
Well, they just got beat by 30 at home ago.
Well, that's true. So maybe we shouldn't be overreacting to this because Michigan has also beat several top 15 teams by 40 plus. Like, I don't know that there's a good college basketball team this year that hasn't lost by 30. Honestly, this may be a good sign.
Or maybe Memphis
if you haven't gotten your ass kicked by 30 this year, then you may not be good.
There you go.
I don't know if that one's true.
Put that in your metrics and smoke it. Michigan's beating everybody by 40.
Michigan's awesome. Yaxel got out from underneath your boy and is starting to ball out, bro. Whew.
I mean, that's all he needed. Dane to no longer be in college basketball, and he's
balling.
He just feels so free now.
Yeah.
Good thing Penny installed that new wrinkle before the game. Heavens to Betsy. It could have been a 50 burger had he didn't run out that new wrinkle.
That was such a funny. I didn't see that before the game. I saw it afterwards, and I was like,
he said it. He said it on the pregame radio, and I immediately was like, oh no. We had a week.
Little wrinkle.
We installed new wrinkles defensively and offensively. I was like, surely this is going to go great now. I mean, I guess you want to take anything positive. Was Hassan looked pretty good
for the first half.
Well, yeah. What do you have in the first half? 17?
Finished with 18.
I mean, that's because the game was over at half. He didn't try in the second half.
Well, I don't like that.
Do?
He's also played 3 games. He's also played 3 games this year. Like,
yeah, he also, I think Penny said tonight on his coach's show on the radio that he's practiced 6 times.
Jeez.
All season.
You remember that one time he was captured before a game?
Oh gosh, Roman.
Everyone went to a frenzy.
I did not see that it was Roman's tweet, and I thought it was one of those tweets where like a Louisville fan thinks they're being funny and was trying to make a nice joke. I mean, there are a plethora of other verbs we could have used. And we said captured.
So literally we are getting stuff delivered to our house by the mover. So I'm not really paying attention to my phone, but I'm seeing stuff come through, and it's like Hassan was captured. Like several people were like, he was captured. What do you mean captured? What does that mean? I was like, what the fuck is happening right now? And I go and look and realize he means his photograph was taken, right? Something like that. But
yeah, he was captured in like the video clip of their shoot around before, but
this man was stolen.
Jeez. Yeah, I don't know. There's just
fun times.
there wasn't a lot of positivity to take away from Saturday. I guess you didn't let Louisville score 100. Turnovers weren't bad. You only had 11. Don't like
that's
3
what's
of
weird
11
is when you
from the
lose like that.
three.
When you get outscored by 45 points or 42 points from the
I mean, yeah, you're just
three-point
like,
line, like
I don't care how many threes we would have made. You give up 18 threes, like you're not winning the game. I don't
You're not winning the game.
And literally, unless you make 19 threes, you're not winning. And I'm not sure that this team is capable of making 19 threes in 3 combined games. So,
no.
I don't know. Not a whole lot to take away from it. I know I've seen a lot of people talking about it's not surprising. John Martin put it out there. It's like this day and age, Louisville's NIL budget's 3 to 4 times more. So it's just not shocking. I'm not concerned you're not going to win those games. And it's just like, I don't know. That feels like such a loser mentality and take. We literally just went toe to toe with Purdue. Like they're capable of, I don't know. I just don't think that that's a legitimate excuse.
Well, I mean, it kind of makes sense though, right?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
look at Kentucky. They spent $22 million on their roster, and they're not good at all.
Yeah, you know what? They also paid freaking Aaron Bradshaw at some point. They didn't say there you can spend money. It doesn't matter if you don't spend it smart. Right?
Well, yeah, that's my point. It's not necessarily the size of your stuff; it's how you use your stuff.
That's a lesson in life, right there.
And that applies to more than just your budget, TJ.
Trey, your mom listens to this.
What are you
podcast.
talking
She
about?
understands that.
She gets it.
It's how you use it. If you don't use it, you lose it.
I don't think that's true. I think you need to.
And you know who didn't believe that was Ryan Silverfield.
Rainy day fund.
This game, like I didn't take any sweeping indictments about this Tigers team away from it.
Oh, I don't think there was going to be anything you could have, unless we had come out and won by 26.
Yes.
I'm not sure that you could have taken anything away.
Right.
Yeah. Like, and if that would have happened and we had made 18 threes, I would probably be sitting here saying it was an absolute fluke. So,
yeah.
Here's the question, though. If you come out and you start playing Vandy and Vandy hits 18 threes on you, is there something we can take away from it then?
Yeah, that our 3-point defense is atrocious.
We need another wrinkle.
The big thing that I would take away from it is just the backcourt absolutely laid an egg. Defensively, offensively, in every way. Like they
Yeah. Well, also it's just like, and I know there's a lot of people out there that have not, I don't know how to say this, have not been overly excited about Little Curtis. But without him and without Tedford back there, like
right.
Everything there's so much pressure and weight on Doug.
Yes.
I mean, he has to play almost every minute. We don't have anybody else that can start the offense, control the bat. Like, there's so much pressure on him right now. Like, without the two of them to provide some sort of relief or a secondary option, it's just, I mean, I don't want to say impossible, but it's almost impossible for Doug to be able to do that.
Yeah. I mean, they target.
Sincere had a couple assists.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I agree, though. I agree with you. It's all on Doug right now. And the biggest issue for me was not even offensively, because I don't even think the Tigers really play that bad offensively.
We did, like, even in that stretch where they blew it up, we were scoring. It's just you can't trade 8 straight threes for 8 straight 2 points. I mean, you're
right.
When you're already down 8, now you're down 16, and you've scored every time down the floor, but they're hitting a 3 every time down the floor. Like,
yeah, it to me, the biggest issue for me was that I was like, just defensively, there was just zero pushback against the guards for Louisville. There was zero pushback. If they wanted to shoot a 3, they got the 3 off. All it took was 1-2 like skip passes here, skip pass there, and they got a wide open 3. If they wanted to drive it to the lane, they got past the guards and flexed out the defense and made those passes out to the wing. I mean, it was just like it was like literally whatever Louisville wanted to get, they got. And that's the part that I was like a little bit frustrated about, was that I felt like the Tigers just did not respond with the same level of aggression back on defense. And
Well, it looks, in my amateur opinion, what we talked about earlier in the season is just like, and I think Penny mentioned it today too on the radio, like a lack, especially defensively. There's no communication.
yeah,
Like they're not talking. And that's such a vital piece of, especially defensively in any sport.
Yeah.
You know? It makes me think of God, why can't I think of his name? The safety that came from Arkansas.
Simeon Blair.
Y'all
heard
and
him
having
from the
him,
bleachers.
right? Like just and they're like, in my soccer league, we got a guy that just the whole game he's talking to everybody, telling everybody where to be. And even if you know where to be, it's just so helpful to have somebody that constantly is communicating for everybody that's out there. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I for the Tigers to, especially in this non-conference, I think the conference schedule is going to be fine. But in this non-conference, for them to win these games, things have to go perfectly for them. Like they are at I think in a lot of ways at a talent deficit, which if that's the sweeping indictment that you want to make, that in year 7 or 8 of Penny's tenure, that we're having issues with talent gaps between Memphis and everybody else, that's a conversation we can have, I guess. But there just seems
I don't even like the talent discrepancy discussion, because it's like there's ways to overcome that. Like less talented teams beat more talented teams all the time. But the problem with this roster is like it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like the pieces don't. That's what was so great about last year's roster, is you had an identity, people knew their roles, and they fit together well, right? Like
absolutely.
You had PJ and Dane, which are a great 1-2 option. You had an inside-out game. You knew you were getting 20 points out of PJ every night. You knew Dane was going to hang his nuts on Yaxel's forehead and go for a dub-dub. You knew that you had Colby, who you could kick out to basically knock down a 3 whenever you wanted him to. Like, those pieces fit to, and it's just like, this just feels like a freaking Maj Podge that we tried to, and I get it. Like, he was fully anticipating PJ coming back. He strung you along and left you high and dry in the last minute. You thought Dane would get a waiver, which he should have, arguably. We have freaking college football players playing their 9th year at quarterback. Like,
we got guys playing G League Ignite coming back and playing in college.
You got freaking 6-year veteran Frenchmen professionals playing, which, by the way, he's supposedly fallen off the face of the earth. I mean, we made him look like freaking Tony Parker, and now he sucks.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, they just got beat by 20 at home to Miami like the other day.
They've fallen off a cliff. Ole Miss is not good this year. That's the part.
They beat Southern Miss by 4 at home.
Yeah, that's the part that concerns me, is like that Ole Miss game. That Ole Miss team was not Ole Miss teams of
and that's not like
years.
Yeah, and I think if we played them, well, maybe not now, but
yeah.
If you'd have told me after the Baylor game we played them again, I'd tell you we'd probably win. I think that had a lot more to do with that truly being the second game of the year and being a road game than it had
100%.
to do with anything else. But
I agree.
I don't know. You got 2 big ones. It's honestly, it really doesn't even matter, to be honest, because can we just fast forward to the American Conference Tournament? I think we can all agree. Unless you literally do not lose another game between now and the finals of the American Conference Tournament, there is 0 possibility of getting an at-large bid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Vandy tomorrow or Wednesday would be a really, really good win. I mean, they're like freaking top 5 at KenPom or something.
Oh, they're nasty. Vanderbilt's awesome.
Which is, I mean, I don't know that they've played the most difficult schedule by any means. I don't really know that they've beaten anyone outside of, I think they have a win at Central Florida, which is fine. They're like 54th at KenPom, but they're beating the brakes off of everyone they do beat. They're 11th at KenPom. Louisville, for comparison's sake, was 10 on Saturday. KenPom's got it as an 83-75 Vandy victory with a 24% chance that the Tigs pull it off. Actually, Vanderbilt's played more teams than I thought they had. They beat VCU by 15, beat St. Mary's by 25, beat SMU by 20. All right, I'm feeling worse and worse about this.
Yeah, you're not helping the case right now.
They currently have the nation's third long. The thing we do have in our favor is this is only their second true away game. They haven't played a road game since November the 8th when they beat Central Florida by 12 on the road.
Oh.
So, and then you got one against Mississippi State away, which feels at this point like a must win, but again, doesn't really matter. We just need to fast forward to the AAC tournament.
Well, Mississippi State's terrible. So
they are, but they had a decent win on Saturday. They were down 17 just before half at Utah and came back and won by like 12.
Yeah. They're not very good.
They're not, but
they got that kid that point guard from UAB, the McGee kid over there at Mississippi State now. You remember him? The real kind of Alex
and
Logan.
Hubbard's back already.
Yeah, but I think he's injured. I think he got injured in the game before that Utah game.
But he's back.
He's
he
back.
30 minutes on Saturday.
Oh, did he? Okay, cool. Good.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I didn't mean he was back this year. I meant he's back from injury.
Back from injury. Got you. Okay.
Yeah, he played 30 minutes against Utah. I mean, he had a not good night at all. He's 1 of 6 from 3, but I mean, I guess Utah's not as good as I was giving credit for. They're 122 at KenPom, so whatever. KenPom also has that Mississippi State game as a loss, so has State winning by 3. We'll see. I don't know. I really don't know. I just kind of like with both sports right now, I just want to fast forward to next year, you know?
Yeah.
It's
just frustrating.
Give me a week 0 of the college football season.
It's just frustrating because you have the Baylor game, for example, as like potential of what you could look like, or the Purdue game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
come out and
even
just
the Wake game,
poo
we
your
looked
pants.
great for the first. I mean, especially the first half of the Wake game, and then you didn't. You didn't look terrible in the second half, and you should have won. And Wake is not a pushover.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a health thing, a depth thing. I mean, I think we obviously have touched on that. You know, having 0 depth at the point guard position isn't helping anything. But
would y'all agree with me? I think you look at the record. They're 4-5 on the year. They have looked better. They've looked good more than they've looked bad. The bad has just looked bad, right? Like really bad.
Yeah. I mean, I would say you've really only looked bad UNLV and Saturday.
Louisville.
And I don't know that it was like, I mean, I guess you didn't play great, but also it's like how much of that was Louisville just making 23s?
yeah,
I mean, I know a lot of that was because of defensive issues, but still, like, I mean, yeah, I would say they have looked in games, have played better more often than not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really still just that UNLV and Wake Forest, like if you flip those 2 games, I still feel like it's totally different. I mean, you're sitting at what? You'd be 6-3 right now.
Yep.
With the loss to Purdue and Louisville, who are Final Four contenders. And then a loss in your second game of the year on the road at Ole Miss when you were just still kind of trying to figure out who you were.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, there's only one thing that really concerns me moving forward is the role of Ashton Hardaway on this team. Penny talked specifically in the postgame. I didn't hear him tonight, but in the postgame press conference, he said, if we can get Aaron, Simon, Hassan, and Ashton doing what they should be doing, we'll be fine moving forward. And I'm like, I understand.
one of these things is not like the other.
Yeah, I understand 3 of those.
Can we get more information on what it is Ashton needs to be doing?
Yeah, like what is that? What is that?
Cheering on his teammates.
Yeah, because if it's that, like he did in the second half of the Baylor game, I'm all for it.
Like what is Ashton Hardaway's like role with this team? Is he a shooter because he's not shooting? Is it a
I mean, he went 0 for on Saturday and
like is it defense? He doesn't play defense. Is it ball handling? He's not a good ball handler. Is it facilitating? He doesn't do that. Like what is his role? And this is all love to Ashton Hardaway. Like, I want him to be great, but it feels like kind of what we experienced a couple of years back with and I didn't necessarily always buy into this, other than I do feel like Penny sometimes gets into these safety blanket type modes where he has guys that he trusts because he's played them when he had the East guys, when he had Alex, when he had Malcolm, when he had Jaden, when he had all those guys, like the Lawson boys. Like, it definitely, there was a level of like comfortability because he's coached them for so long, but it was like very clear, like Josh Minot was more prepared and better to play, like better for, like, when he came in, he made things happen, but Josh never got to break into that rotation because of the safety blankets that he had, the security blankets. And he didn't have that the last couple of years, right? Like, Penny didn't have that East High School last name Hardaway safety blanket, and now he does again. And I'm concerned about that. That's the only thing that I'm like, if this thing doesn't get resolved, if this thing doesn't get fixed, like if we don't figure out what that role looks like, and Penny's not, like, how does a guy like William Wharton come in, not play for the first 4 games of the year, come in and add absolute contributions, start a game, and then the very next game Ashton comes out, and now he's getting DNP coaches' decisions, and Ashton's playing 20, 30 minutes a game. Like, that's just none of that makes sense to me. Like, none of that makes sense.
I think that's the biggest thing. That, like, you're literally, I think the only person on this team that we know who and what their role is Doug.
Yeah.
To be the primary ball handler and your main, like, the point guard to facilitate. Literally everyone else, I have no idea. We've had, and I don't think any of them know. I think that's a problem. I mean, Coach Hardaway keeps saying it, like he's still trying to find out who they are and who the guys are. And he said it. He's like, we've basically had a different starting lineup for every game because I'm still trying to get full buy-in and effort from everybody. Like, I just don't think we know, or they know, anyone outside of Doug what their role is, and maybe Simon, because he's.
No, I feel like we know what Ashton Hardaway's role is. He's supposed to just hit threes because that's the only thing he can provide you. He's just not doing it.
Well,
I don't think you can realistically ask him to defend. He's too slow-footed, like we've talked about.
He also, on the radio today, I think he said that he's close to having the rotation cut to 7 or 8 guys, and I'm like, how? We played 9 on Saturday, and that's without Thedford and Gibbons.
Yeah. I don't.
That's 11.
And that's without it. That just goes to tell me William Wharton did not crack the rotation, even though he started a game the other day.
Yeah.
Like that to me is like, that is the one big issue that I think you have to come into the season knowing who your 5 guys are to start, right?
I mean, you got to come in knowing who, like, the top 7 or 8
I understand that. At the very least, you need to have your 5.
At the very, very least, you have to have a set starting 5.
Playing fast and loose with your starting 5, with your starting lineups every game is a recipe for disaster. Like, it just does not work. Like, Scylla started.
Well, it's also confusing as F to the entire team because nobody, like, again, you don't know what your role is. Like, am I going to start tonight or am I getting a DNP?
Yeah.
And then that just puts everybody at, like, I don't know. If I was a player on this team, it would be.
We got kind of treated last year to that not being the case, right? The only lineup changes that were happening were between Musa and Dane, right? Like, throughout the year, where Musa started for the first half of the season, and then Dane was like, it was like very clear very quickly, like, oh, Dane might be the best post guy in the entire country. He might be the best post presence on offense, especially in the entire country. We got to play him more. And you saw them really, but there was the starting backcourt was set. It was PJ, Tyrese, and Colby.
Right.
and then Nick was the 4, and then you had the 5 kind of in and out. But the 5, it was either between Musa and Dane, and that is my biggest critique. I think is that I would say just figure out who your top 5 are and just go with that, right? Every game, and then figure out who your bench role guys are after that, right? Like you might want to only play 8. Cool. Maybe those 3 off the bench change every game. Maybe that's who changes, but the starting 5 doesn't change. That would be the mentality I would have. And I'm not a coach, so I might be wrong on this, but I do not like the fast and loose stuff with the.
No, I guarantee you there's not another team in the country that has had as many starting lineup changes as we have.
How crazy. We're still talking about the same stuff we did, 6 years ago.
Yep. I don't like it. I thought we got away from it, but we're not. That's the only concern. That is
said we're close, so maybe we get to conference play and you have your 7 or 8 and a true 5 that you roll with. I don't know. TJ, let's get in this hatch me outside. I'm going to be honest. This is not my thing.
You didn't end up enjoying it?
No. I do like the can a lot though.
Chili pepper is the worst flavor in the entire world, so I would suspect that that would not be a good beer.
It's a great can.
Oh,
Trey, my goodness, dude. Are you serious?
I just spilled that all over my computer.
I need to get the light figured out. Once we get settled,
this is like the 5th time.
I'm going to make sure I'm going to have good light because this is ridiculous.
My freaking computer's going to smell like chili pepper.
A great can, though. I know you can't tell it online because everything's so blue.
I'm giving the can a 7-1, and I'm giving the beer a 4. I have
a 4?
There's chili pepper beer everywhere. Bye.
All right, well, it was better than that. It's better than a 4. The beer is just good. I would say the only downside is I didn't get a lot of hatch. I didn't get a lot of hatch green chili. Trey's making it sound like he got a ton.
He said he got way too much.
That's insane. Maybe he's just a little, little sissy boy.
Little sissy boy.
I didn't get any. Like I was like drinking it like upset. Like I was expecting more hatch.
Are you a chili pepper guy?
Yeah, I love hatch chili. You kidding me? Straight from New Mexico?
No, chili is terrible.
I mean, I don't know if I like it in beer, but I thought it was gonna be a cool can. I just never really got the hatch chili spice. Maybe I need to go to Crosstown and get one on tap and get it. But overall, I like the beer. I just think I have to deduct points because I didn't get a hatch flavor, right? I think I would typically drink more. If it would taste like this, I would drink more than 2. But since it didn't have hatch, I'm going to take it down. I'm going to say it's like a 6-7. I like it. Just from a beer perspective, but it wasn't spicy the way it's supposed to be. I messed up by saying 6-7. I don't even know what that means, but took points away. It wasn't spicy. Meanwhile, Trey's was spicy. But what are you gonna do?
Well, listen. Shout out to Crosstown and trying new things, right? Like a hatch green chili or hatch chili pepper beer. Someone was on copious amounts of narcotics when they decided to make that beer. So I got a great idea. Let's put chili peppers in it.
I mean, honestly, it's a good idea. It's outside the box. It was just not that long ago. It was the Hatch Chili Festival. So I don't know. What are you gonna do? Anything else, Kenny?
Why is Trey? He put himself in the studio, didn't come on the screen, and I could hear him scraping around the entire time. All right, let's get out of here, bro. Let's get out of here, man. Shout out to you, man. When are you moving into the new house? What's the plan here?
Oh, we're painting. We scraped off some popcorn. We're painting rooms. We've got 2 rooms done. Hard to get it done, right? We're at work all day. Then we got the kiddos.
Absolutely,
not a lot of free time to get it done. So we'll see. I don't know.
Can I just tell you,
January at this point.
I'm very, very upset. Can I just tell you?
Why?
there's literally a house 2 doors down from me that is sitting wide open, ready for the Willis family, and you didn't even come look at it. Is it me? Is it me?
He's already under contract. Okay, I could hear you guys the entire time. I did not say this beer was hot. I said it tasted disgusting because it was. I felt like I was drinking watered salsa. You didn't get a salsa taste out of this?
No.
It was disgusting. I didn't say anything
No,
about
I didn't
the
get
heat.
that at all.
It wasn't hot at all. It just does not taste good.
No, I didn't get that at all. This is just like a blonde beer. Well, it sounds like Trey is talking to us through a cup and string, though. So
It's probably because I just spilled chili pepper blonde ale all over my Mac. So it's ruined for the rest of my life.
I need you to one day next week come back, TJ, and tell me why you hate me so much. Is it my family?
Look,
you don't like Tracy. Is that what it is?
She's asking a lot of work questions or something, dude.
Yeah, it's true.
Trey has a house down the street from him for sale. And Coach Meyer's house, specifically. I could have just bought Coach Meyer's house.
Hasn't been listed, but that would have been a great spot for you, but you just couldn't wait on it. So anyway, tune in next week, Christmas episode, to see if TJ's actually in his new house yet or not, and bring a cold beer straight for the hot takes. Peace.
If you enjoyed this episode of Tigers Untapped, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Like and subscribe at Bluff City Media's YouTube page.